Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are the Reactant Group and your future science educator.
Hi, I'm Shira May Makalma.
I am Kayil Jem Luna.
I'm Brunea Sharma. Hi, I'm Joanna Alfonso.
And I am Mikey B. Dumalangan and we are at your service. So for today's video, we will be discussing the nature of science as a subject. So first of all, before we start discussing about the nature of science as a subject, I would like to acquaint you all to the learning outcomes that this presentation aims after you watch this video. So the learning outcomes are: describe the conceptual framework of science education and its curriculum. Second is apply the characteristic that a responsible steward of nature possesses. And lastly, appreciate the importance of science education in preparing the students to be scientifically, technologically, and environmental literate. Here is the conceptual framework of science. Science education aims to develop scientific literacy among learners that will prepare them to be informed and participative citizens who are able to make judgment and decision regarding application of scientific knowledge that may have social, health, or environmental impacts. The science curriculum recognizes the place of science and technology in every human affairs. It integrates science and technology in social, economic, personal, and ethical aspects of life. The science curriculum promotes a strong link between science and technology, including indigenous technology, thus preserving our country's cultural heritage. The K-12 curriculum will provide learners with a repertoire of competences important in the world of work and in a knowledge-based society. It envisioned the development of scientifically, technologically, and environmentally literate and productive members of society who are critical problem solvers, responsible steward of nature, innovative and creative citizen, informed decision makers, and effective communicators. So this curriculum is designed around the three domains of learning science. Understanding and applying scientific knowledge in local setting as well as global context whenever possible. Second is performing scientific processes and skills, and developing and demonstrating scientific attitudes and values. So the acquisition of this domain is facilitated using the following approaches: multi-learner disciplinary approach, science technology society approach, contextual learning, problem issue-based learning, and inquiry-based approach. The approaches are based on sound educational pedagogy, namely constructivism, social cognition learning, learning style theory, and brain-based learning. Science content and science processes are intertwined in the K-12 curriculum. Without the content, learners will have difficulty utilizing science process skills since these processes are based in learning in context. Organizing the curriculum around situations and problems that challenge and arouse learners' curiosity motivates them to learn and appreciate science as relevant and useful, rather than relying solely on textbook, varied hands-on, minds-on, and hearts-on activities will be used to develop learners' interest and let them become active learners. As a whole, the K-12 science curriculum is learner-centered and inquiry-based, emphasizing the use of evidence in constructing explanations, concept and skills in life sciences, physics, chemistry, and earth science are presented with increasing levels of complexity from one grade level to another in a spiral progression, thus paving the way to deeper understanding of core concepts. The integration across science topics and other disciplines will lead to a meaningful understanding of concept and its application to real life situation.
Hi everyone! So what I'm going to discuss is about the K-12 science curriculum envisions in the development of scientifically, environmentally, and technologically literate and productive members of the society who are first, critical problem solvers. Critical thinking is the heart of scientific inquiry. A good scientist is one who never stops asking why things happen or how things happen. Science makes progress when we find data that contradicts our current scientific ideas. Critical thinking can be developed through focused learning activities. Second one is responsible steward of nature. What is a steward? Who is the good steward you are striving to develop with your program? What characteristic does he or she have? As part of your program outcomes and impacts, develop a list of characteristics of a good steward would have. Make this part of your instructional objectives. Some examples are listed below, although your list may be different, but a good steward first has a knowledge of basic ecological concepts. Second, knowledge of pertinent problems and issues. Feels a personal connection to natural resources, has skill in employing system thinking and a system-based approach to identifying, analyzing, investigating, and evaluating problems and solutions. Think of the world as a system of interconnected, interacting parts, considers how affecting a part affects the whole. The next is to seek to understand all aspects of an issue, for example, in environmental, scientific, social, political, historical, and economic. It has acquired the knowledge of a demonstrated skill in using action strategies essential to sound stewardship. It also reflects a sense of obligation to future generations and to Earth. The third science curriculum envision is innovative and creative citizens. Cultivating creativity in science learning curriculum is more challenging world of today in line with developments in the globalization of society demands higher educated and have high creativity. Through science education, many scientists can be trained in line with the nation's progress towards the direction of science and technology. Science subjects are seen as one of the important subjects in the development of creativity. This is under the Curriculum Development Center 2001 and Curriculum Development Council 2002. As early as the 1980s, Mark Coward and Yager has proposed a taxonomy of science education which includes the domain of imagination and invention. Based on these taxonomies, Gilbert in 1992 suggests 6 questions in learning design. Question forms are integration, imagination, brainstorming, organizing, making analogies and metaphors, and conceptualize. Axoy 2005 found that science instruction, which is based on scientific method, process, and creative thinking, has increased creative thinking level of students, has improved their academic success level, and has advanced their attitudes to the lesson of science knowledge. Scientists were able to categorize creative problems that are not recognized by others. However, not all students will become scientists, but science curriculum such as science process skills taught in school is very important as described by Medor to encourage creative thinking and thus develop potential and opportunities involved in profession of science.
Hi everyone! So, in the continuation of Miss Shaira's topic, a productive member of society who who are scientifically, technologically, and environmentally literate should also be, first, informed decision makers. The meaning of informed decision making is assessing risks and collecting relevant information before you take a step. An informed decision focuses on the risks and benefits involved in the decision-making process. And also, scientific knowledge has a strong role play in any theory of decision-making that is built on beliefs and values. Both decisions involve the use of decision analysis to improve the communication of scientific information with the decision makers and stakeholders. Second, effective communicators. When scientists communicate more effectively, science thrives. Science is increasingly interdisciplinary, and the ability to communicate more effectively across disciplines fosters collaboration and innovation. Being able to communicate the relevance and impact of their ideas and discoveries can enhance scientists' ability to secure funding or find a job. It allows them to write better and more comprehensible research papers. It allows them to be better teachers and mentors for next-generation scientists. The scientific curriculum is designed around three domains of learning science. First is the performing scientific inquiry skills. When learners interact with the world in a scientific way, they find themselves observing, questioning, hypothesizing, predicting, investigating, interpreting, and communicating. These are often called the process skills of science. Process skills play a critical role in helping children develop scientific ideas.
Next is understanding and applying scientific knowledge.
To most scientists and to those interested in the sciences, understanding is the ultimate aim of scientific endeavor. They focus on understanding as the cognitive state that is a goal of explanation on the understanding of theories and models as a means to this world. While an application of science is any use of scientific knowledge for a specific purpose, whether to do more science, to design a product, process, or medical treatment, to develop a new technology, or to predict the impacts of human actions, classroom, and engaging in engineering practices.
Hi guys! So the last domain of learning science in the science curriculum is
Developing and demonstrating scientific attitudes and values.
in simple terms, the measures through which scientific attitudes can be developed among the students include those through which their curiosity gets satisfied. They get rid of their superstitions, they begin to participate in co-curricular activities, they begin to think in a practical way, they play an important role in developing a desirable kind of environment in the classroom, they get inspired to get involved in the habit of studying various scientific literatures, and they get opportunities to get involved in practicing or practical works. An important tendency which is found among all human beings and especially in children is curiosity. Children are found to be more curious to know about various things they observe around themselves in their daily life. Teachers should make such kind of arrangements in the classroom and in school that they can get maximum opportunities to get their curiosity satisfied to considerable extent. So the acquisition of these domains facilitated using the following approaches. First, spiral progression. The idea in a spiral progression approach is to expose the learners into a wide variety of concepts or topics and disciplines until they mastered it by studying it over and over again, but with different depending of complexity. Second, learner-centered. Meaning of learner-centered approach for curriculum development, it is a method of teaching that shifts the focus of instruction from teacher to the student. In learning-centered curriculum approach, students choose what they will learn, how they will learn, and how they will access their own learning. Third is integrative. Integrated science is defined as a cumulative approach of scientific study that synthesizes the perspectives of the individual disciplines and integrates them during all pieces of the approach to a question or problem, with the results having an influence on policy and management decisions.
Hello everyone, here are the other approaches in the acquisition of the career domain in science curriculum. Evidence-based practice, or the ABP, is a systematic process for finding, appraising, and applying current-based evidence to inform clinical practice. A curriculum that respects learners' cultures and prior experiences. It acknowledges and values the legitimacy of different cultures, not just the dominant culture of a society, and encourages intercultural understanding. Inquiry-based science education, or the IBSE, is a form of science education, or the SE, that unlike the traditional model, where the teacher provides facts and the students learn them, give children the opportunity to explore, hands-on to experiment, to ask questions, and to develop responses based on reasoning. And here is the end for today's video. You can learn a lot in our